Dan Leach back here in beautiful New York City at Benzinga's Fintech Day, and I'm joined by Dr. Robert Murphy, the Chief Economist of Infineo. Great to see you.
Good to be here.
Let's talk about this awesome event and why it's important for you to be here.
Well, I really love coming to the Benzinga event. There's people, I get a lot of interviews, the press and so forth, and on various call-in shows, podcasts. So here, it's like everyone else, we all know what we're talking about, and so it's really good to come and just swap notes with people. So I look forward to this event every year. And here we're the panel I'm on, they got me talking about stable coins. That's something that I've been doing a lot of research on. I'm just happy to come share what I've learned and hear what others have to say.
Yeah, you get a lot of interviews, but not necessarily with Dan Leach. So look, I'm very humble.
Everything is practice leading up to this.
Yes, well, and being with you is the honor. It's all the honor. Let's let people know about Infineo and what you guys are all about for people that aren't aware.
Sure. So the elevator pitch is we're taking life insurance and putting on the blockchain. We've got over $500 million right now in assets on the life insurance assets on the blockchain. What we're doing, the way we like to describe it, is revolutionizing, creating like a new operating system for life insurance. So what does that mean in practice? Long term, it's going to mean people that they have a conventionally issued life insurance policy, they link it with our ecosystem. It can track, give them projections about, hey, if I want to take out a loan, send my kid to college, and just give them projections. But then when it does come time for them to borrow against it, for example, if they have a digital twin of the policy on the blockchain, they can pledge that as collateral. People around the world can offer to lend against it. Just really easy to maintain and track your policies for the end user.
Isn't it incredible? I mean, we're both pretty young guys, but when we were younger, to think, 15, 20, 30 years ago, that you would be able to have digital twins, you'd be able to have blockchain life insurance policies. It really is just a fascinating and truly endearing time to be alive, I believe.
Yeah, it really is. This stuff, it does seem like science fiction. We're talking, I'm driving down, listening to Elon talking about how many robots he's going to have built by this year. We're going to put the AI in there and everything. Right. And this isn't like, again, a movie or something. Where this is real. And people are just arguing about the timeline. This really isn't an issue of, is this happening? It's just, how soon is it going to happen?
Well, so for the people that are watching right now, somebody say, oh, that seems like, too complicated for me, or I would love to do that and get a life insurance policy and get stuff for my kids or my descendants for the future. And it seems overwhelming to them. What would you say to that person? Because my dad might be one of those, and I've explained things to him, and he's like, all right, maybe that does make sense. What would you say to those people that know that there's value because it's kind of everywhere now, but are a little, kind of overwhelmed?
Well, I think that's partly what happens, and that's why I like coming to conferences like the Benzinga one, where I think institutional adoption of these new technologies is the thing that really makes people realize, okay, yeah, JP Morgan's getting involved in this. This isn't some fluke thing. I can remember being on a plane not that long ago, reading an article on Bitcoin, and the guy next to me said, yeah, what is that? And at this point, you go to CNBC.com, and they've got a whole crypto section. Like, so that's just a new asset class, right? So this technology is here using blockchain rails for digital-based finance. And so I think for the people out there saying, is this something I need to get into? It would be like in the early days of email when people are like, I don't know this. What if somebody gets in there and steals my stuff? And at this point, everything is electronic communication. So I think that's what we're going to see here, that after a while, nobody's going to think twice. Just like, online banking. At one point, I could see people were hesitant to do that. That's not safe.
I was at one point.
Right. But now, that's just obvious that's what you would do. So I think the transition from current, online financial transactions to just blockchain-based ones actually isn't that big of a leap.
It's beautifully said. I was at a poker table when Bitcoin was $1,000 a coin, and some guy said, buy two immediately, and I didn't listen to him. So next time I hopefully will.
Yeah, I know a bunch of people who, they don't even want to think about how many Bitcoins went through their hand, like struggling artists and stuff, that at first it was just like a hobby thing, and people would tip them in Satoshis, and then they just don't even want to think about how much went through their hands.
Well, one girl was writing for the San Francisco Chronicle and paid 20 Bitcoin for sushi just to show how you can use it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Before I let you go, thanks so much for your time. It's great to see you, and it's great to have you and Infineo at events like this. When you look 5, 10, 15 years in the future, you mentioned, it's almost like we're in science fiction times now.
Yeah.
How much crazier, in a good way, is it going to get?
Well, yeah, I just think every major asset class, they're going to have, digital twins living on blockchain somewhere that you can pledge for collateral, that, you can have partial fractional ownership, things like that. And one of the benefits, because people say, well, what's the point of doing that, is just the transparency. And so if you think back to like the 2008 financial crisis, one big issue of like, why did that happen? And even after, as an economist, I went and interviewed a bunch of guys I trusted, these mates, that wasn't in your interest. Why did you guys let that happen?
Right.
And they said, because we didn't know what was in these, these CBOs and CDOs and things like that. There was a bunch of physics PhDs down the hall telling us it was AAA, and it wasn't. So just having the blockchain transparency and then AI-powered engines to analyze it, and you at least know what it is that you hold, And I think that's going to revolutionize everything.
I love it. Dr. Robert Murphy, the Chief Economist at Infineo. Pleasure talking with you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.